Meth is back with a vengeance.
It's not just opioids contributing to the overdose epidemic. Authorities say they've seen an increase in the amount of meth coming into East Tennessee from Mexico. For years, lawmakers and police officers successfully worked to close meth labs across our state. And now they say the drug is making a comeback of a different sort. 10 News reporter Mark Salinger shows us the new trend.
Meth is here. It's everywhere. I would say we're at the point now where we're saturated at the street level with methamphetamine.
Years after the meth epidemic fell out of the headlines, law enforcement have a stern new warning. Meth is back in East Tennessee.
It's just like squeezing air out of a balloon. You know, if you get rid of the homebrew meth, it's going to come from somewhere else.
Kyle Hitson is the Deputy District Attorney General in Knox County. He says after the state cracked down on meth labs, the drugs started coming in over the border.
What we've really seen is just a massive influx of crystal meth coming across the southern border from Mexico.
Lab seizures are down about 82% across our state, but yet the supply of Mexican methamphetamine, their smuggling tactics and techniques of what they're using to get it across the border, unfortunately, are much, much better.
At the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Special Agent in charge of the Drug Division, Tommy Farmer, says the crime lab has seen an increase in methamphetamine coming from Mexico over the past couple of years.
Meth use and abuse is at an all-time high. And then we can substantiate that with our partners, again, at Mental Health and Substance Abuse, who are seeing the increase in treatment requests.
As Knox County continues to see people die from suspected overdoses every day.
It's still killing people. It's still as dangerous as it ever was. And unfortunately, here in Knoxville, I'm afraid to say we probably have more of it than we've ever had.
Meth is quickly contributing to the overdose tally. Mark Salinger, WBIR 10 News.
Agents with the Drug Enforcement Agency here in Knoxville also say they seize meth more often than any other drug, and they've seen an increase in bulk seizures of meth in recent years.